Welcome back. We now move to another very important topic, taking care of aging parents. By and large, Latinos usually don't put mom or dad in a nursing home. Instead, they provide their own loving care. But as many of you know, that can create problems that can often overwhelm families. So now we're going to tell you about some special help that's out there. It's called EssenMED House Calls. They help families navigate the often complex medical system and find solutions that really, in all likelihood, they could not find on their own. So here to talk about the programs this morning, Patricia Tobon, the Business Development Manager at EssenMED House Calls. Paula Dislas, a social worker at Essen who coordinates care with families and patients. And she'll tell us how exactly we do that. Start me off by laying the foundation. Essen House Calls is just that. How did it come into being? What is it that you guys do, the mission?
Sure. So about 8 years ago, our medical director, Dr. Samir Sagal, founded EssenMED House Calls as a means of sending physicians into the homes of patients, chronically ill homebound patients who could no longer come to our offices to see him. He was really concerned because some of these patients were really his most beloved, but they had grown too old and couldn't come out of their homes to see him. So he decided, you know, I'm going to go and see them.
Yeah.
They still need chronic condition management, and I can do this for them.
And largely, Paula, many of these families are Latinos, right?
Yeah.
So your services are offered in Spanish as well as in English?
Yes, we have our nurse practitioners and doctors that go into the home of the patients, and they speak Spanish and they speak English, and we want to make sure, like Patricia was saying, that we service our homebound clients who there are Latinos, there are abuelitos, abuelitas, and that they're not ready to go into a nursing home.
Not ready. In what sense?
Not ready. As Latinos, we don't really explore the option of putting our family in a nursing home. We are more welcome into having them in their own home, in the comfort of the home, around their family. So at Essence, we want to make sure that we bring the medical assistance to ensure that the family stay in the home.
Is that a barrier, Patricia? Is that cultural barrier, even to have your people come to the house where abuela is, where abuelo está, papi, papa?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay,
actually,
good.
It's the opposite. I think that there's just a lack of knowledge that this actually exists. People don't think of house calls, you know, a doctor coming to your house to take care of you.
The old
That's
days
the
gone
old
by.
days, right, exactly. So really, I think once people know, I mean, word of mouth is how we mostly get most of our patients. They're excited. They're happy to have us come in and help them navigate, as you were saying, what it is that we can bring into the home to make sure that mom, dad, abuela can stay there. So it's not just about the doctor coming in and making sure that you have your medication, that it's delivered, that you're taking it, that your blood pressure's okay. It's also, do you need a hospital bed? Do you need a commode? Do you need a lift? What else can we possibly help bring into the home so that your loved one can stay there, be safe, and be healthy for as long as possible?
I'm sure people are watching and saying, so no, I can't do that because of the cost. It's just too much. It's not an option for me. Educate us why it is an option.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, the communities that we focus on, it's insurance-based. So Medicare covers it, Medicaid covers it. A lot of the managed Medicares cover it as well. So we're not going to go into your home if we know that it's going to escalate to a point where you can't handle it.
Yeah, if you can't eat.
Yeah,
right.
We're very transparent in that way because you're right. So it's purely insurance-based. Insurance will cover it, and we'll work with you. We have Paola on staff. If you don't have Medicaid, she'll help you get it.
Well, I can almost hear the next question, people saying, I can't do the paperwork. It's so complex. You guys will literally hold their hands and walk them through the process, will you not?
Yes, we are very strong advocates for our homebound clients. We have clients that sometimes, of course, being that they're homebound, they cannot go out into the community and access resources. We will go to their home to make sure that they can connect it to resources within the community. Like Patricia was saying, if we have clients that they don't have Medicaid, we will help the client navigate the community to access that resource to ensure that they can get the services from house calls.
When you say help them, does that mean showing up with a computer and getting on the internet and typing in their names and their social security numbers and doing that sort of thing to get the ball rolling? So
we actually have a nerve center that's the administrative backbone to house calls. So the physicians are the ones that going into the home, they're doing the assessment. They're the eyes on the ground, right? Then our call center, which is open 8 to 8, we have extended hours so that, you know, the kids who work, the caretakers who aren't around, children who live out of state can call us. And from there, we do all the grunt work, and then we find them the answers. If we don't provide something, we connect you to the right resource.
We've got the number on the screen. Roughly how many calls do you get?
About 250 a day.
Really?
Yeah.
And how many of those are new, do you know? Or?
It's a mixed bag. I mean, we get calls from everything from my medications run out, I need a refill, to I need an appointment, to, can you help me find a home attendant? It really varies.
And the response varies on the need, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
So if someone says, I need a new prescription, is the doctor able to fill it out? And sometimes getting the prescription is, going to the pharmacy to fulfill it is part of the challenge. Is there assistance in that regard as well?
Yes, we do assist the client to make sure that they can get all their medications.
Yeah, we work with a lot of pharmacies that do home delivery.
Okay.
That's our preferred, because we don't want an extra burden of, I couldn't take my medication because I couldn't go pick it up. So we work with pharmacies that deliver.
Right.
Technology has also been a really big, helpful factor in our business, because we've been able to, we're on electronic medical records, so now our providers travel to the patient home with either a laptop or a tablet.
Yeah.
We pick up the patient's record real time. He plugs in the medication, the prescriptions, they're sent electronically right away. So right away he could say, okay, your prescriptions are at the pharmacy.
And once the medical history is pumped into the computer, it's there,
It's
right?
there, right. They can go back, they can check. Yeah.
Sit tight, ladies. We'll have some final thoughts on elder care, caring for abuelo y abuela, nanny, pop-up, whatever you might call them, when we come back on Tiempo. Welcome back to Tiempo. We're talking this morning with Patricia Tobon, the Business Development Manager at EssenMED House Calls, a multi-specialty medical practice. Paula Disla is a social worker at Essen who coordinates care with families and patients. You guys have how many patients already spread out through, what is it, New York City, Westchester area?
It's New York City and Lower Westchester. Currently we see about 3,000 patients on our panel, but we're really projecting a significant growth on that, because the demand, baby boomers are aging in, and people are starting to learn more of that this is available.
You know what, obviously we talk about the need of taking care of them, but that puts more stress on you guys having more clients, and you're always there to meet it. Does it mean long-term planning for you and the organization in terms of having the staff and the resources to handle the extra need?
Yeah, certainly. The good thing is that we're really like nimble organization, where there's a need, we really expand.
Okay.
We were talking earlier how there might be Latino communities in certain places, and if we see that there's a need and a demand, we can always strategize to be there. So right now we're projecting about a growth to about 9,000 patients till the end of the year.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So that's two-thirds increase.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you say Lower Westchester, I think as you look at Central and Northern Westchester, towns like Mount Kisco, Port Chester, Ossining, large Latino communities are there. Those would be places that you'd look at in terms of growing. And we should talk, Paula, it's mostly elderly. And the number of elderly, I would think, is growing by the day, correct? Are you seeing more and more people turning 65 and older?
Yeah, as Patricia mentioned, we are serving our baby boomer, and we want to make sure there are clients that elderly, abuelitos, abuelitas, like we mentioned before, that they stay within the comfort of their home. So we are expanding, because we are definitely communicating to the community that we have this resource available, that now the doctor can come to your home, that you can have the nurse physician go to your home, that you can have medical equipment in your home.
I would sense that your growth can be very exponential, that it can grow quickly. What, word of mouth, largely. You take care of one abuela, one abuelo in their house, and you leave and they pick up the phone and they call their cousins, their neighbors, etc., to say, mira, you got to take advantage of this. Is that where you see growth? Where all of a sudden you hear from someone who says, my neighbor told me about you, my cousin told me about you?
Very much so. And we actually also go out into the community and we educate caregivers. We associate with organizations that, for caretakers or Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, etc., to get the word out that this is a resource that's available, that insurance does pay for, that'll help make your life easier.
Yeah, we've got the number on the screen, 718-294-6200. I would guess that you have a good number of patients who are in, shall we say, triple digits.
We actually do, and it's a surprising number to me, just because being 100+ years old is, mind-boggling. But we have currently 27 of them.
My, oh my.
I was recently visiting with one, because sometimes it connects us to be out there and actually go see, who our patients are. And she's a delight, una viejita, 103. you know, happy to have company. It's also the doctor's visit is also like a social occurrence for the patient.
Yes.
You know, they don't really go out of their homes, but they get to get dressed up once a month. The doctor comes, checks on them. So it's really good for them as well. Exactly. Oh yeah, no. I get some like, no antes de las 12, I gotta do a makeup. You know, like it's funny, yeah.
Wow, that's to me though, that's an illustration of the work that you guys do. The fact that the number of people reaching 100 is increasing largely because of the care you offer. That must be reassuring, Paula, would it not be?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Joe. We want to make sure that our patients feel comfortable, like Patricia was saying, that when they go to have the doctors go to their home, that they actually feel comfortable, that they know that we are there because we care about their health.
And I guess you also get the invitation to the 100th birthday party also.
Yes.
Well,
right?
we actually, what we do is our annual celebration. It's in June, and we tend to make it a birthday party for all of them.
That's great.
So we often have a few of them who we managed to get to visit us. And
congratulations.
And blow out a big cake, yeah.
What you guys are doing, very, very important. I hope we put the word out and people will take advantage because it's a very, very important service. Way to go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Stay warm
Thank you.
out there. Muchísimas gracias. Thanks for being with us this morning. If you missed any part of our show, you can watch it at 7 online, on the web, on your tableta, your tablet, or on your smartphone. That wraps up another edition of Tiempo. How quickly the time goes. I'm Joe Torres. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.